Okay, for starting our Tai Chi, we need to get into position. So we're going to do this standing with the feet about hip width apart. Just relax the knees, pull in your belly button, try and keep your chin parallel to the floor and just look forward. I just want you to breathe normally for you. You can do Tai Chi sitting down, so any of these moves we do standing, please try them sitting down if you prefer. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is a little bit of a warm-up, and this is a Tai Chi warm-up. I'll just turn side on so that you can see. So I'm standing up nice and tall, just relaxing my breathing, hands down, and have the palms of your hands facing behind you. And all I want you to do is to push your arms back a little bit and swing them through. Back, swing through. And you're just loosening off the arms, breathing in and out, and starting to do a little bit of movement. So if you're in a chair, just have your hands down by the sides of the chair, pressing backwards. Okay, we're going to add on a little bit now, a little bit of a knee bend. And we're just going to do a few arm swings and then a knee bend like this. So just bend your knees, cup your heels down, pushing through. So a few arm pushes and then bend your knees. And you're working into the ankle joints, the knee joints and the hip joints. And again, another 2 arm presses and then bend the knees. Excellent. So we start to warm up. We start to feel a little bit warmer naturally. You might start to breathe a little bit more. Another 2 arm swings and then bend the knees this time. And then let's just stay on those arm swings. Just pushing the hands back, letting them flop forwards. Okay. Now we're a little bit warmer. I'm going to ask you to bring your hands down in front of your body, down to where your belly button is basically. Set your hands there. And Tai Chi is all about the energy, and the energy that comes from your core muscles and your posture. We're going to be breathing and moving the arms. So what I'd like you to do is to just part your hands slightly, turn your fingertips down, and we're going to gently lift the arms up to about chest height. And then you're going to float your hands down in front of your face. So you get to your chi, you lift up, let them float down in front of you. Can you follow your hands with your eyes? Let me show you that side on. So just float your arms up and then float your hands down. And I'd like you to start to think about your breathing. And as you lift your hands up, I'm going to ask you to breathe in. Breathing in and breathing out. And you're just focusing on those hands and breathing in and breathing out. Imagine you've dipped your hands into a paint pot, and as you bring them down, you're painting the wall with them. So just lift them up, the paint drips off, and then you wick them down the wall. 2 more times here, please. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Lift the arms again, and this time we're going to open the chest. The palms face in the way now. Open your chest wide, just till you can see your hands at the side, and then bring them back in again. Paint it back down that wall, float them down. So lift them up, breathing in. Open your chest and breathe out. Breathe in as you pull them back towards you. And breathing as we lower. So we breathe in. Open the chest. Breathing in and out. And drop down. Can you keep that going? I'm going to ask you to add. Lift the hands up. Open the chest. Bend the knees. Stand up tall. Lift the hands up. Open the chest. Bend the knees. Stand up tall. Lift them up. Open. Bend. Stand up tall. Just keep looking at those hands. Only concentrating there. A little bit of a knee bend. Keep your tummy muscles pulled in and stand tall. One last time for me. Float them up. Open wide. Add a knee bend. And stand up tall. And let's just go back to floating arms. Just float them up and then just float them down. Whilst your hands are floating, I'm going to ask you to turn one toe to the side. So if you're sitting down, just turn one foot to the side. Now I'm going to bring the hands back down, pull them in and gather them around your belly button. And I'd like you now to turn both feet to the side. I'm going to do a little knee bend and pull back in. A little knee bend and pull back in. And this is called gathering the waves. So as the waves come into the shore, you pull them into you, and then you're going to push the waves out. Gather them in and push them out. And again, when the arms go out, we breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Keep thinking about nice posture, shoulders relaxed, moving slowly. And then we're going to bring the hands in and gather them in and turn the feet. So we're going to start with that little bend to the side. So move to the other side. So if you're sitting down, just take your foot to the other side now. And we start that little bit of a push, gather the other foot round. So they're both facing the same way. And then you gather the waves into you and you push them out. Gather them into the shore and press them out. Moving nice and slowly. Making sure you're transferring your weight as you go from side to side. And think about that breathing. It doesn't need to be exact. Just keep thinking, breathing in and breathing out. So we keep the oxygenated blood pumping around the body as we move nice and slowly. And as you watch your hands, it gives you something to think about, but also allows you just to relax and clear your mind. One more time for me, please. And gather your hands in and bring the feet round. Just settle yourself here, shoulders back and down. So we're going to do a little bit of balance now. And we're going to start off by bouncing the ball. So what I want you to do is just to take your hand and lift it up and press it down. Just watch what your hand's doing. And you can imagine you're bouncing a ball. Now you can either try standing on one leg, or you might want to hold on to a wall, or if you're in a chair, you're just going to lift one knee. And all we're going to do is lift our hand and our knee at the same time as you bounce the ball. Touch the toe to the floor and lift it up, bouncing the ball. So we've got some balance activity happening here and some strength activity happening here. Breathing in and out. Pop the foot down, keep the ball bouncing, and then change it to the other side. So you bounce the ball here. Watch your hand, and then when you're ready, add in your knee lift. Just with the toe touching. If you get a bit wobbly, pop your foot right down. Lifting up and pressing down. Hand and foot working together. And then just the hand bouncing the ball. Settle it back down. Think about your posture, shoulders back and down. And then the last activity that we're going to add in is an arm activity. So if you're seated, slide forward just a little bit on your chair, and I want you to take your hands out to the side. And then they're going to go shoulders, elbows, wrists, wrists, elbows, shoulders. And it's a flight motion that we're making here. It's called flying goose. So we lift it up a little bit at a time and bring it down. And then as we've done before, we have a little bit of a knee bend as we sink back down. So it becomes more like you're flying now. Just keep the arms at shoulder height, and it's elbows, wrists and hands, and then just reverse it back down again. So we lift up, breathing in and out, and bring it down. From there, little rise up, and slowly back down. And this is a good one for strengthening up the shoulders, keeping that nice posture, breathing in and out. Lifting up and down, and bring it back in. And then we're going to take it straight out to the waves. Turn your feet, pull it in, press it back out again. Remember to watch your hands as you're moving. Can you swap it straight to the other side? Transfer your weight over. Breathing in and out. Gather your waves in. Press them out. Gather them in. Press it out. One more time. And can you bring it all the way around? And can you stay on that side now? Bounce the ball. Lift it up and down. So we're moving between the actions here. One more time. And I'm going to ask you to bounce on the opposite side. Transfer it over. Excellent. Now remember, if it's a bit wobbly, keep the feet down. Bring the feet down. And just float your hands up. Float them back down again, sink down. Float them up and sink down. Can we open the chest this time? Open it up, little bend and raise. Lift it up, open wide, bring it back, drop it down. One more time, open up. And then this time, we're going to bring your hands down to the side. Last flying goose. So we're going to lift up, down, bring it back down again. One part of the arm at a time. Hands come last. Shoulders and lift and bring it down. Shoulders and lift and bring it down. And then I'm just going to ask you to stand up nice and tall. Gather your hands at your belly button and inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Just turn side on so that again you can see these arms. The hands come down, and then as we started, we pressed back, swoosh the hands forwards, press and swoosh. And we're just re-energizing ourselves, press and back. After we've done a little bit of relaxation work there, a little bit of posture work, a little bit of shoulders, a little bit of moving around, and now we just want to get the energy back. So push and release, press and release, which will help to wake us back up again. And that little knee bend coming into it now, pressing through. And again, that little knee bend. Bringing it back to here, and we're just going to finish with a one wee stretch to release us back in. So I want you just to bring your hands down in front, and if you're able to, bring them out to the side as wide as you're able to make them. Both hands if you can, and a big stretch up, and relax it back down from there. And thank you very much for joining us for our Tai Chi session.